Hello everyone, my name is Kristina. Today we're going to do just a quick flow to release any tension in the neck, jaw, shoulders. We're going to start in a seated position today. So if you have a blanket or a block you'd like to use as a prop, feel free to do so. And we're just going to sit on the block or sit on the blanket just to elevate our hips a little bit, to bring them up higher, hopefully, than the knees, just so that our knees aren't raised way up above the hips. So you can use 2 blocks if that feels better. So just getting yourself comfortable and the hips slightly elevated up off of the ground, if that feels good for you. So once you're here, I'd invite you to close your eyes, to take a moment to settle in to the space, to your body, to your surroundings, and just starting to connect with the breath, taking some nice deep inhales and exhales. If it's comfortable, you can close the lips and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing each inhale filling up maybe a little bit more space in the lungs and even down into the belly. Maybe you place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Noticing the inhales expand the belly, and then contract on the exhales. Trying to focus on keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed, so that when we're inhaling, we're not inhaling those shoulders up to our ears. We're inhaling and expanding the ribs out to the side and forward and towards the back wall. Inhaling, filling up the belly and expanding that space, instead of just raising up those shoulders and lowering them with our inhales and exhales. Really focusing on that inhale, creating some nice space there in the lungs and down into the belly. And then on your exhales, really trying to get empty on the exhale. Sometimes we tend to take a nice big inhale, and our exhales maybe aren't quite as long. Maybe we're not emptying completely, so taking a little time to focus also on your exhales, which are just as important as the inhales. As you take a few more rounds of breath here, I'd invite you to set an intention for your practice today. Maybe that's a mantra you've been working on. I would offer you the mantra of, I am enough. If that speaks to you today, feel free to use that or choose one that, again, feels better to you. And one more nice big inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, we're going to inhale those arms up overhead. Really lengthening all the way from the tailbone through the crown. Again, keeping those shoulders down. We have tendencies to bring those up towards the ears, so let those shoulders relax down, but still keeping the arms engaged. And then on your next exhale, we're going to bring that right hand just hovering. So we're not bringing it down to the floor. We're just letting it hover and extend. And then we're going to take that left hand and we're going to just gently reach for the right side and gently pull. And then we're going to create some length here. So trying to reach those fingertips on the right hand out nice and long, while gently pulling the left fingertips against the head. Letting this be a gentle stretch, so not taking it too far. There should be no pain. If it feels like too much, you can always release the left hand down and just let the head, the weight of the head, come towards the ground. And maybe that's enough for you this morning or this afternoon, whenever you're doing your practice. And on your next inhale, bring that back up. Just take a moment to notice how that feels on the right side. And then we're going to inhale those arms back up. And this time we're going to let that left hand come down and reach out and extend. Right fingertips can come on to the head if that feels okay. Your gaze can come wherever it feels comfortable on the neck. And again, if it's too much to have that pressure on the head, you can just release that right hand down, extending those fingertips still to the left, creating as much length and stretch here as you can, but also being mindful not to take it too far. Another breath here. And then gently releasing that, letting everything come back in alignment from the tailbone all the way up through the crown, standing up nice and tall, rolling those shoulders down and back. We're going to take a few neck rolls here. So we're going to start bringing our right ear towards our right shoulder and just gently bringing that over to the left and stopping here and coming back towards the center. So we're not going all the way around in a circle. We're just gently coming from side to side, coming to the front, being really slow and mindful here of our neck. And then on the next move, if you want to take it all the way around, if your neck feels warmed up, feel free to do so. Going in one direction and then coming back in the other. Again, coming nice and slow. Being gentle with the neck. And then when you're ready, coming to a nice seated position again. Take a nice big inhale, reaching those arms up. And this time bringing that right hand down to the floor and gently reaching over to that right side with the left fingertips. The gaze can come up towards the ceiling. If that feels like too much on the neck, you can look straight ahead, or you could also look down at the floor. Again, being mindful here, how far you're taking the pose, just taking it far enough for you to feel the stretch. Inhaling both arms back up. Exhale, left hand's going to come down this time. Right fingertips are reaching over to the left side. Again, being mindful with the neck and the gaze. You can look up, you can look straight ahead or down. There is no right or wrong way. It's just tuning in and doing what feels best in the body today. And then we're going to inhale both arms back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment here to pause. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. Good, and then we're going to gently come on to all fours. We're going to remove any props you might have been using, whether it's a block or a blanket. Coming into tabletop, hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. We're going to take some gentle cat-cows here. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders down and back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Bringing the gaze up only as far as is comfortable. Exhale, pushing the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, letting the chin come towards the chest, slight tuck of the tailbone. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale, cat. Taking it nice and slow, being gentle here and purposeful. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. One more round here. Cow pose. And cat. Inhaling back to your tabletop, and then bringing the knees towards the sides of the mat. Wherever that's comfortable for you, bringing the big toes to touch or close together, and then coming down into a child's pose. Letting the head rest here, reaching the fingertips towards the top of the mat, and then just letting the body settle in here, taking any little movements that you need, maybe moving the hips from side to side, walking the hands from side to side. Again, being purposeful with tuning in and what your body needs today.
letting the inhales expand the belly down towards the mat. And the exhales empty you out completely. On your next inhale, coming back to tabletop. Getting back in alignment, those hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Slightly tucking those toes under. And then on your next inhale, finding your downward dog. And exhaling. Settling into your downward dog. Pedaling out the feet. Maybe you bend one knee and then the other. You can move the hips from side to side. Just taking any little movements here that feel good in the body. Stopping and lingering wherever you need to. And then whenever you're ready, getting comfortable in your downward dog. Finding some stillness here. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. And then while we're here, we're going to open and close the jaw. Nice big opening of the mouth and close. Do that one more time. Open and close the mouth. Release the jaw. And we're going to inhale, looking forward, and slowly walk our feet up to our hands. And then we're going to find a forward fold here. So feet can be hip distance apart. Or in our first fold, you can bring those feet out a little bit wider. So again, tuning in, listening to what feels good in the body. And then have a nice bend in the knees. Let the whole belly and chest come towards the thighs. And let the crown of the head reach down like you're trying to touch it on the mat. And then just really focusing on releasing through the neck and the shoulders, the jaw here. You can shake the head in a yes direction and in a no, nice and slow from side to side. If your back is feeling comfortable and loose, you can reach for opposite elbow and come into a ragdoll. Wherever you're at, we're going to focus on releasing any tension in the shoulders, neck, and jaw. Taking one more nice big inhale here and an exhale. I'm going to inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to the shins or the thighs, creating a nice flat back, reaching the crown of the head towards the wall in front of you. Keeping the belly button pulled towards the spine. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, fold. And then I'm going to bring my feet closer together. You can keep yours wherever's comfortable. We're going to gently roll all the way up into our first mountain pose. Reaching up. And then we're going to grab on to that left wrist, getting grounded down through our left foot, really planting that left foot into the mat. Inhale, extend that arm up and over. Bringing the gaze, again, wherever is comfortable for the neck. Inhale back to center, reaching for opposite wrist, and then exhaling over to the other side. Inhale back to center, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant those hands down, step the feet back to a plank. We're going to lower all the way down, knees, hips, and chest. Inhale to a baby cobra, pulling the palms of the hands towards the heels. Tops of the feet are pushing into the mat, lifting the knees off the mat. Gazes down at the mat, keeping those wrinkles out of the back of the neck. Exhale the chin down. Tuck those toes under. Inhale either to plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Walk it out here, pedaling out the feet. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, walk those feet up to the hands. Pause here in your forward fold. Take some moments here to release that neck again, shaking your head yes. Nice and slow. And no, side to side. And then let the crown come towards the mat. Open and close that jaw. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. So getting grounded now into the feet. We're going to inhale those arms up. Exhale, find your chair pose. Big toes can come to touch with a slight space in the heels, or you can have those feet about hip distance apart, whatever feels better here. We're going to reach forward. We're going to exhale, bring those hands to heart center. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Then we're going to inhale those arms up. We're going to exhale into eagle arms, bringing that right arm under the left. And then if you can reach for the inside palms. If that's not accessible, you can always reach around for the shoulders. So we're looking for an opening here across the back and shoulders. We're going to gently bring those elbows up towards the ceiling and the palms towards that wall in front of you. Finding your focal point here. One more nice big inhale and an exhale. Inhale the arms up, release all of that. Exhale, find your chair pose again. Hands come to heart center. Find your pose, get steady. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, eagle arms, opposite side, left arm's coming under the right. Again, reaching for where you can or for the back. And then we're going to gently bring those elbows up slightly and the palms towards the wall in front of us. Again, finding that release and stretch across the back. Taking a breath here and stay. One more nice big inhale and an exhale. And we're going to inhale everything up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step back to a plank. And then gently lower all the way down again. This time coming into a broken wing. So we're going to extend that left arm out long. We're going to bend the right knee. And then gently roll over onto that left side. The right foot can come behind the right knee, or it can come alongside if that feels better. Right hand can stay on the mat right here. You can inhale that up, exhale it down, reaching for the low back or even the mat, whatever is accessible to you. Letting the head rest on the mat. And then just coming to some opening here across the front side of the shoulders. Letting the breath guide you. We're going to inhale that right arm back up if it's behind you. Exhale, bring it down. Gently roll over onto the belly. Take a moment here to pause before moving. Then we're going to extend that right arm out. Bring that left hand towards the left shoulder. Right side of the face comes to the mat. We're going to bend that left knee, gently rolling over onto the right side. Finding a comfortable spot for our left foot. Left hand again can stay on the mat, or we can inhale that arm up and exhale, bringing it to our low back, maybe the floor behind us. Again, creating some space here. When we have tension in our neck and shoulders, sometimes that comes down into the back or into the chest from sitting maybe with a hunched back, looking at a computer or a screen too long. So working on creating some opening in the front and the back here. Inhaling that left arm back up. Exhale it down, and then gently coming back onto the stomach. Inhaling up to a tabletop, bringing those knees either hip distance apart or towards the outsides of the mat, and then gently letting those hips come towards the toes, coming into another child's pose here. Taking a moment to connect again with the breath. Taking one more nice deep breath here. And then gently bringing those hands up to tall arms. Walk the knees in, and then finding an embryo pose. So gently letting everything come back down. Your head can rest on the mat if that's not accessible to you. You can use a prop that maybe you've already had. You could use a blanket or a block, a bolster would work. Letting that forehead come to rest. And letting the hands come back towards the feet, palms facing the ceiling. Tucking that chin towards the chest. And then just taking some breaths here. Maybe you notice they're not as deep of a breath. And then on your next inhale, coming all the way back up, finding that seated position, whether you use a bolster, a block, a blanket, or sitting on the mat, finding a comfortable seated position. We're going to end our practice today seated with just a quiet meditation. So closing the eyes if that feels safe. The hands can rest on the knees, palms up or palms down. Bring those shoulders up towards the ears and then roll them down the back. Take a moment to lengthen from the tailbone through the crown. And then just connect with the breath again. Taking a body scan. Letting everything in the forehead and the face, any muscles in the neck and the jaw relax. Letting the shoulders be heavy and relaxed. Feeling the hands connect with the legs. Feel their weight. Resting. Feel the mat beneath you supporting your legs and your hips. Let them settle in. Let them be heavy on the mat. On your inhales, notice the belly expanding. And on the exhales, notice it contract. If you have thoughts pop into the brain, notice them.
and let them go. And then taking one nice big inhale here. And an exhale. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you for taking time out of your day for yourself and to join me in a practice. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you had an enjoyable quick practice with me, feeling a little bit more relaxed. You can always do any of those poses by themselves as well, whether at a desk or at home on the mat. So take them as you need them, and thank you.